at least get some details on what on who I am is. So let me say, I studied from Indian Institute of Sciences. I was passed out of 2000 year, and I worked in Veritas. Later, I worked in Agami Systems, and in around 2009, I got an opportunity to start MAPA India division, and I have been working on MAPA technologies from 2009 onwards. So that's the highest level detail with me, and I have been on this distributed systems for past 7 years. And before that, I was working on storage stack for another 8 years in Veritas Agami Systems. I know these are all, this is Geek Club, so, and I was asked to talk about big data. I don't know what geeks are expecting on big data. So big data is like a Pacific Ocean, and I'm supposed to represent Pacific Ocean in few minutes actually. So I don't know what best I can do really to unfold big data and take you close to big data internals. But I will try hard and give all the problems that you see at the highest level. So that was the attempt in this presentation. Oh. So before I go further, I just want to have a disclaimer. All the views are expressed in this presentation are purely my own views. It has nothing related to Mapper Technologies. It has nothing related to any other company, and it's mostly and largely around computer science. Um, so they are not really intended to compare anybody's work with anyone's work. So this is just a disclaimer, and I will talk about these things today. Big data, why it is really big, is the first part of the presentation. Then I'll go and touch about the technologies that are available today and what can be achieved. Then I will also talk about need of convergent data platform. So those three are the highest level technical topics. But at the end, I would like to spend some time on what innovation is and what it takes to innovate. So that's the highest level view on this presentation. So before we go further on this, we'll just take a simple thing about video surveillance. I'm not sure whether this facility has CCTVs or not, but definitely if it has, it will start generating a lot of data, right? And the minimum CCTV resolution of 704 and 576 will need roughly around 1 GB per hour. So that's the amount of data that gets generated per hour. And let's say you are monitoring this office 24 hours. You right away have 24 GB of data to start with, right? And the predictions in 2017 is that this video surveillance data is going to be 6,000 petabytes. 6,000 petabytes actually. What is a petabyte? Can anybody tell me the two-power equation? No, nobody want to answer. 2 power 40, 2 power 50, 2 power 60. What is that? Okay. I'll leave it as an Excel for you. Back to the next thing. There is also a surge in biometric applications, like biometric identity is one of the things. But more and more the medical things are highly reliant on MRI scans, whatnot actually. So there is a huge surge in biometric applications also, which requires a lot of data to be stored. So what exactly this video surveillance is? Let's say I am working on Friday. I left my jacket on my table and I went to a vacation. So I came after 1 week. On next Monday, the jacket is missing. Then I go and complain to the human resource department saying that look, somebody stole my jacket. And they will say, hey, we have CCTVs. Let's find out who stole it. Before that, they will go on their routine inquiry with security, and the security says that we didn't steal it, and there is no chance that this jacket can be lost in this campus, but it is lost. So then the HR will say that, okay, I'm going to sit this video for 7 days, watch each and every hour, and find the moment when the jacket is lost. So to do that, she's not going to sit with the video for 7 days definitely. Then she will think, oh, okay, I will do some kind of binary search actually. I will take some time here and there, start moving around that, and probably she will corner around an hour, and she starts doing binary search around again in an hour actually. it keeps on continuing. And it's just to find a missing jacket in the video, which has been collected for 7 days. And 7 days is 24 into 7 gigabytes of data, right? So to process this massive data and find a way to or find the person who stole the jacket is an immense task actually. Like because you guys are all geeks, I also want to tell you some interesting thing actually. If anybody is interested in entrepreneurial things, there's a big thing around video search actually. So as data is generated and stored in the format of videos, imagine that you have a query saying that select the time when the jacket is missing on the table. And if I can put such a query to the data, and immediately somebody goes, turns the data, says that probably around 7 to 7:30 time this jacket was missing from the table. And if I solve such a problem, then I think it's a huge help for security, especially nowadays all roads are monitored through CCTV. The traffic cops need this video stuff. Offices need it. Medical things need it. So it's going to be huge innovation actually, like how fast you can go, figure out and answer a query on video data. It's not going to be like text data. It's not going to be like a table, a relational table actually. It's like given a video, or let's say you take your own video and post in Facebook, and you can have a query saying how many times I put my head down in that video, right? And the answer should be really quick actually. So can I get that? And if somebody can build that, right, it's a huge opportunity. So this is one thing which you can really think and take it forward. So the next thing is like I want to establish the fact that data is really big and it's going to be really huge to process. I am going to take tour on several applications initially to showcase that the data you are dealing is really huge. So I'm fairly sure that you might have heard about this autonomous cars, which is basically a driverless car. Actually, my wife wants to buy this car immediately as soon as it comes to the market because she doesn't know driving and she doesn't want to depend on me on driving actually. She just wants to go wherever she wants to go without talking to me. I know it is very expensive to buy, but that would be a very good use case for the people. And this driverless car generates 1 GB per second roughly. It's going to be 1 GB per second roughly. Okay, and the average expectation on American cars is that each car is going to generate 2 petabytes. It's going to generate 2 petabytes per car actually. And let's say you have 100,000 cars, it's going to be really huge data again actually. Right? But this is very good actually. So let's say somebody bought the driverless car and they started in the car, they started the driverless motions. Car went for a trip, and it made a journey of 2 hours and then came back home. So everything is good, and the person is sleeping happily. On the next day morning, he might get a question saying that was my car trip safe or not? Did the car hit somebody? How do I know? What options I have actually? Either I have to rewind the entire video, all the images that car has captured in the 2 hours, and make sure that the car didn't hit somebody else. Is one way of looking at it, right? And or how do you know that the car made right decisions at every single moment? Like what is the opportunity for car to learn so that it can improve its decision making for the next trip? How is it going to know all these internals actually? How it is going to figure out? The only way it can figure out is to analyze the data, whatever has been collected as part of its trip, right? And to process that data, you need tools actually. You need sophisticated platform, and since the data is very big, look at the case where cars going to be connected in future. Actually, you have cars going on roads. The cars can communicate to each other actually. Like you can air some of the information to the other car and say that, hey, don't take this way. Actually, this way is having a lot of traffic. You can choose to make change in direction. So you can make decisions by talking to other cars as well. It's like this the cell is talking to other cell. Now cars will talk to other cars, right? So let's take the case like on the next day we didn't have a doubt and we were sleeping and we were very good. 6 months have been passed and suddenly the postman comes and knocks your door saying that, hello boss, take this lawsuit. Somebody filed a case against you saying that you hit his pet dog on the way, and you are suddenly clueless. You don't know whether you really hit the pet dog or not. And he says that the pet dog was dead. I was emotionally connected to you, and I want to sue you because it's emotional loss. You have to pay more money to me. So that's how a lawsuit can come. And whatever the data you stored as part of your trip, which is 6 months back, now you need to have a handle on the data. Let's say you don't have the data. What options you have actually? Like it becomes extremely difficult to prove or disprove. But let's say if you have a way to prove, then you don't have any way to counter to argue against that, right? It's not only just collecting data, it's not only just making decision on data, it's not only improving the decisions for the next trip on the data, it's also the case that the data has to be stored for eternally long time. At least the eternally long time is like as long as the person leaves actually, so that nobody comes behind him after a while. Right? When the lawsuit can come after 2 years also. We never know. It could be a person, it could be an animal, anything actually. It could be like violation of a traffic rule, it could be a violation of something else, and this basically establishes the need that the data has to be stored really for a long time and at a cheaper cost. Right? It can't be USB drive the way which we carry across friends. It can't be like Facebook. It can't be like something else. There is a limit on the amount of data they will hold as well, right? So that's the need of big data. I think most of the people are interested with this other. For the people who don't know what it is a unique ID program by India. So each person is going to get a biometric identity. That means that you can identify the person just not with name and address. You can really take his biological signature and verify it all the times actually. So that was the idea of this other. I think most of the people already have their other cards. Um, the data which I am representing on this other is probably like 5 to 6 years old. Most of the information is available online. It's not something I am telling some kind of secret. You can search for other analytical engine, other architecture, and you will get the information actually. But it's roughly 5 megabytes per region is what around 2010-2013 time frame. So if it is 5 megabytes, the Indian population is going to be 1 billion, and the moment I multiply 1 billion with 5 megabytes, it's going to be 5 petabytes, right? So there's a huge data that's going to stay in other, and you need to have a way so that you can efficiently index a person's data and make sure that the person is person. But before we go into that, it roughly like the best case data is 5 petabytes, but there will be add-on data on top of it, which comes to 15 petabytes. So the biggest problem in Aadhaar is like you need to authenticate people per day actually. The initial thought process was that there is a need to authenticate around 100 million people per day. And when somebody gets authenticated, it's basically either he has to put his fingerprint, and the moment the fingerprint is kept on some device, there will be some 4K to 8K of data, but it also depends on the resolution. And that data has to be immediately transferred to a central location. And that location has to say that this person is this person and come back with the answer. Right? So when we are saying about 100 million authentications, it's basically 100 million people are going to be asserted that those people are those. Right? He is he. That's what we are trying to get into this scheme. And this response should be sub-second. Right? So before I go further, I want to tell you like why this authentication is really important. Government of India came up with the plan of giving good education to poor children, and it also has a plan to have almost school per village. So there are several villages in India and several schools. It has appointed several teachers, and these teachers' job is to go to the village, teach the children, and come back. But over a period of time, what happened is like the teachers are not attending their duties. They are just sitting in their own city. They just like staying in village, and they are absconding from their work. So then government of India said that the first use case with Aadhaar is definitely to authenticate each teacher's signature before the day starts in the school, and also has to have a signature at the time when the day ends. So that really means that all villages, when the school starts around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, all teachers will come. They are going to put their fingerprints there. It is going to be recorded in a central database so that we know that the teacher has really arrived there physically, right? And then at the evening, they are going to go back, and again it's going to be authenticated actually. It's going to be authorized. And that's how the system was thought to be useful actually. Later the use case is extended to many folds. But before this one, the teachers used to abscond from their duties, but after introducing this new scheme of things, the teacher's attendance to children has enormously increased in India. So if you want to clap, you can give a big clap to other program actually. If you are aware of it, it's good. If you are not aware of it, it's still fine. So that's how the authentications are going to be very important. Now, all across India, all teachers are authorizing, are getting authenticated at that point of time. And if they have to wait for 1 hour, then 1 hour from the student has been cut actually. There's a loss of time, right? All teachers are trying to do that. And they have to be authenticated in sub-second time actually. It has to be in milliseconds. There is no scope of huge latencies. But how do you get that? And the data what you are really looking is like humongous. It's going to be petabytes. And within these petabytes of data, the moment the person puts his signature, I need to tell that Sardi is Sardi or X is X. Right? So that's the complexity of this problem. So the other also has several things actually, like some of the citizens, some of the data in the other database will become cold over a period of time. So why this is important is like it's the same thing with autonomous cars actually. When we discuss about autonomous cars, we know that data has to be kept for a really long time because you never know what is going to trigger in future, right? The data is going to be very important, and at the same time, in case of other, the data could be really hot, and like as people die, the data becomes cold eventually, but we cannot delete from the other database too. The new people will come, the birth rate will increase the additions, and death rate, the data has to be maintained, right? So when data becomes cold, and if you still hold them, then it becomes larger and larger, right? The complexity of the problem increases further and further. But at the same time, you need to retain data probably for 20 years, 25 years down the line, right? So whatever architecture that other has to come, has to have this concept in mind where data can move from hot zone to cold zone actually. Or saying it differently, so some part of data is extremely hot, that means it has been accessed continuously, and some part of data is close to dead actually, right? So that's the thing which is almost common in all big data use cases actually. Almost every big data you see, like either in the form of video surveillance, there also the video has to be kept for a really long time because of security compliance rules. And the second problem is about autonomous cars. Even that video has to be kept. What are the images? What are the drive that has been done? And similarly, same with Aadhaar. Now, once this Aadhaar came into picture, there were several use cases that took life. So the government of India has tried one quick thing, basically for villages to open bank accounts quickly and not to harass them with address proof. They came up with a scheme where the villager can go and open a bank account in any bank. All he has to do is give his Aadhaar account, Aadhaar number, the unique ID number. And the moment the number comes, it automatically verifies with the Aadhaar system and comes an acknowledgement to the bank employee just who is sitting in front of the villager, and the bank account is opened the next minute. He gets the ATM card, he is ready to operate on the bank. Right? So that was the thought, and they tried to get this scheme of things. Like they started extending the use cases where they can really use this unique identity to quickly open a bank account. And India needs it, especially after this demonetization phase. You really need people to open bank accounts quickly, otherwise they cannot transact because currency is not available. So then they also later thought like, can I use this data to do some analytics on top of it? So far what we have spoken is about operational work case where a teacher comes and his signature has to be identified quickly, right? And now in this case about analytics, so let's take a case actually. You want to identify the population of India, the percentage of Indian population who is earning less than 10,000 rupees per month, right? And if you have to do that, again remember, data is 15 petabytes, so it's going to take really long time. And how do you really get this information? So you need to build an analytical engine on top of data, right? So in this process, what we establish is like we need to find a way to address some authorization requests in subsequent time. We also need to find a way where data gets aged out. It moves from hot to cold, right? And we also figured out that the data, whatever I accumulate, can also be used for analytics actually. Right? The data has to be analyzed really fast enough. And I should put a query saying that tell me all the people who are earning more than 10 lakhs. And immediately I should see the citizens of India who are earning more than that money. And if anybody is interested, now government is forcing people to register their Aadhaar account, Aadhaar number to the bank accounts. And you know what it is going to do? It's going to put a query on your bank account and figure out how much of old currency you deposited across all banks. And if it is going to cross some limit, you get a notification. Okay? So it's going to be very powerful actually. In a way, it's also going to monitor what you are doing on day-to-day basis, which may be against to privacy, close to privacy, or whatever it is actually. But it also has a way to analyze your data, your transactions, and your behavior for a period of time, right? And it can also figure out if any new additions to the family, the moment they are registered into the other account, it knows that this family is growing, kind of stuff. So, though I don't want to take any stand in this conversation, and I'm not affiliated to any company during this conversation, I just want to say that the most part of Aadhaar data is stored on Napa Technologies, the company which I work for. So we go to the next slide. So far we have seen segments like security, autonomous car, and also we spoke about Aadhaar, which is the favorite program of India. Now we take a view on retailers actually. I'm fairly sure that the crowd here are buying from Amazon, Flipkart, probably Jabang, whatever the online sites you have, right? And I don't know whether you have ever noticed actually. You search for shoes, and let's say you want to almost buy some kind of shoes actually. And next time when you log into Facebook, you might see an advertisement there about that shoe actually. Okay, so how is that information connected? Or you might get some alerts saying that buy shoe now from this site, probably you'll get some discount. So people are figuring at that level. The moment you are interested in shoe, companies know how to come to you and make you to buy the shoe, right? Uh, so retailers view is very important because they have to do their business, and Walmart is the biggest retailer actually, and his need is to process around 2.4 petabytes per hour. So petabyte is 2 power 50 if you want to have a number there, and you need to process 2.4 petabytes per hour, and they have to gain insights in 30 to 40 minutes time period. So why is this important actually? Like if I don't make the decision quickly, the trend changes actually. I think most of the people who are in youth may take one fashion for 30 minutes, and in the next 30 minutes they might change to something else actually. So it's very important that you come to a conclusion on this data. But let's say whatever the forecast, whatever the analysis I did is incorrect. Okay, and whatever the decisions I made on this data is incorrect. My modeling has gone wrong, let's say. Okay, then what happens? It causes huge losses actually. Just like you think that the people who purchase sugar are going to purchase salt, let's say. They don't actually. I'm just giving you an error in the modeling, and you figure out that if somebody buys sugar, then they are going to buy salt, and the number of people who bought sugar in the last week is like 100,000, and I just need to go and put order for 100,000 salt packets and keep it in my store, but they don't buy it, so it's of no use actually. it causes loss to the retailer. So most of this, what we have established is like the retailers has a very important need to forecast correctly, to plan their inventory, to plan their store layout perfectly, and to get to that, they need to model huge amount of data actually. It can't be like last half an hour data. It can't be like last 1 day's data. So they want to really look at 40 to 50 petabytes of data, and based on that, they want to come to some kind of conclusions, which can probably help them to make right decisions, right? If you are interested, like most of the data scientists are really paid high because it's the most complex job, and retailers are really looking for good data scientists. So I just want to tell you like how this insights into data can be very helpful. Just again, the first part of the presentation will focus on why big data is really big actually. Is it really big or it's not big? That's what we are trying to contemplate. Um, Walmart has figured out that couple of popular cookies are not sold in couple of stores actually, and they looked at the data for 2 days, and some of the cookies have to be sold pretty high number, and no cookie was sold from the store. They figured out and they sent a message like, "What's happening with you? You are not selling these popular cookies." And they later realized that the cookie jars were not kept on the racks. As simple as that. And Walmart noticed that, sent a message, fixed it, and then again they are back in action actually. So they were sold, like it made business, right? And how do I figure that out? Walmart probably has, I don't know the number of stores, it would be easily 2000. It has 2000 stores across the globe probably, and it still has to figure out that a couple of stores are not selling these cookies actually. And each store is going to sell huge amount of stuff, it's a lot of data, and they still have to make this conclusion, right? And no human can make it actually. Look at the complexity. Similarly, no human can sit in front of a video and find out when the jacket is stolen. It's going to be extremely difficult, right? No human can sit in front of the car decisions and really figure out that this car made decisions always right and there's nothing to learn, right? It's going to be extremely difficult. So you need definitely some smartness in analyzing this data, and this data is really big, right? So most of the retailers have a way to get an alert immediately if some threshold is violated. So, for example, let's say one of the cookies got covered in a specific region, and when they are about to be exhausted, they need to be placed within a new order actually. There is a lead time in procuring that material or the inventory, and that has to be planned at the right time. The problem is like the person comes to a store to buy the cookie, and if it is not available, he may not be interested next time. He will go at a place where the cookie is specifically available to him, right? So it's very important that all retailers get a good warnings when some threshold is getting violated. This threshold could be inventory, this threshold could be something else, but they keep monitoring all the activity, whatever that has been sold, whatever is going in the store, right? So especially in this Walmart case, they have to process 200 billion rows of transaction data. 200 billion rows of transaction data, and this is unstructured data actually, and they have to process this much of data and come to a conclusion, right? So most of the retailers have very clever things actually. They in fact plan the storage layout as well actually, like how the articles has to be placed and why it has to be placed at a given rack. And if you are going to, basically most of the people buy dairy stuff because milk is like a necessary part of living, and they try to keep it at the end of the store. The whole reason is like when you walk to the end of the store, then the other articles may entice you to purchase, and you purchase more articles as a result of that. So they plan to the minutest detail. They make sure that the racks are being structured. It's not that they are doing reorganization for your convenience actually. They are doing reorganization for their convenience to make you buy more, right? So these retailers want to have 360 view of the customer. They keep on measuring the brand sentiment. Like somebody may like specific coffee brand, and if they see more heat than the other coffee brand, then they need to react to it immediately. In fact, if they forecast, they'll make more money. If they react, they'll make less money, right? And once they have a total view on you, they can think of giving you promotional codes actually. So these promotions will make the end user to think that he's going to gain some money, and whether he needs it or not, the very process of gaining money makes him to buy actually. And most of the time, some of the things are left on the shelf without being used. But that's kind of the trick which almost all retailers does. I'm not saying it is good or it is bad, but that's what really happens. Um, so we spoke about store layout, and everything you click on that online retailer shop is going to be tracked. And eventually, I think if people are willing to have some kind of RFID badges on their hand, when they walk in the store, it's going to be tracked eventually. They will also see how you are walking, what your interests are by the very nature of your walking, and they will plan things accordingly. Okay? And it definitely helps for inventory management. If some people are interested to know, there is another retailer who figured out that there are pregnant women doing business with them, and the analysis showed that if this woman is pregnant, it's better to sell them baby lotions well in advance. And they made 20% profit by just figuring out that these are the set of pregnant women, and let us promote baby lotions to them. And as soon as the baby arrives, they started buying these baby lotions. And of course, like one of the pizza vendor keeps on wondering about the climate. If the weather seems to be slightly dull, or let's say there is a monsoon, there is heavy rain, and if the pizza forecasts that people are not going to cook in the homes, okay, then it has an opportunity to sell more pizzas. And one of the pizza companies figured it out, and they made more profit actually. Like the more they know about you, the more a company can make profit actually. And this all has to happen at lightning fast pace. It can't be like if I make a decision after the rain is over and things are gone. When the rain is going on, there is a high chance for the pizza company to sell pizza. Otherwise, again, population will come outside. They might choose to eat outside, right? So all these things are interrelated, and that's how the retailers generally work. Um, so I think we have gone through these retailer and these big data things. Um, uh, uh, I believe like now you guys really think that data is really big actually. It's humongous, I mean, it's really huge to make all these conclusions. One error in this thing, right, will cause losses, and anything you do out of it which yields positive profits is good thing to do. So I'll spend some time because now I am trying to tell you, or I am going to hit on the problems that will come in processing big data. And how do I start with it actually? I don't know how many of you are well aware of all the big data technologies. Uh, some of you might be aware, some of you might not be aware. But at the end, I want you to leave with a feeling like this is what big data is actually. Uh, I just want to take a simple thing. Let's say you have your own laptop. I think all the Macs here would be around half a terabyte or probably terabyte drive with them, right? And let's say you want to search God in this laptop, right? Because most of the people don't know whether God exists or not. But let's say we want to search God in our own laptop. Okay, the idea is like I'm going to search God. And you know, most of the laptops which are powered with hard disk drives will run at a speed, the drive will run at a speed of 100 megabytes per second, right? The spinning media will deliver you roughly around 100 megabytes per second, right? Now I have 1 terabyte of data, and I just want to give a question to you actually, like how much time it takes to get the result of God on my own laptop with 1 terabyte drive, where the speed is 100 megabytes per second. Anybody want to give a try? It's 1 terabyte drive. 1 terabyte drive is 1024 gigabytes. Each drive can do it. The drive you have in your laptop can do 100 megabytes per second. Be louder. Anybody want to raise their hand? How much time it's going to take? Uh, is it from you or Yeah, very good. So it's roughly going to take around 3.5 hours, right? On my own laptop, I want to see whether God exists or not. I want to do a search on it, and I have to wait 3.5 hours, and then again come and see, oh, maybe he's existing, maybe he's not existing, whatever the result it is, right? That is the complex data problem you have actually. Like the traditional hard disk drives cannot do more than beyond some specific speed, right? And once you have the data, you have to read it. You have to grab God in that. You have to search for the regular expression, which needs a lot of CPU, right? And finally come up with the result showing where the God is existing, right? Where God exists. So that's going to be a big problem actually. 3 hours is going to take on my own laptop to find my own God. Is extremely difficult thing. So let's see how do I solve this problem. Yes, we all know that finding God is difficult, but let's give it a try. I mean, what should I do now? Okay, my laptop is not helping. Should I add more CPUs? Okay, I'll go to quad core. Okay, no, I'll go to 16 cores. Very good, I'll go to 128 cores. Probably I can choose to go to 256 cores. Or maybe 512. After that, laptop burns actually. You can't add cores as the way you want to. I mean, they generate a lot of heat. You cannot hold a laptop anymore. So there is a limit on the amount of processing capacity I can get per machine. Right? We're establishing a fact that whatever the small device I'm going to take, or whatever single device I'm going to take, there is a limit to its compute power because the CPUs can't be added continuously to the same machine. There are limitations. And at the same time, I can choose to think like probably if I add more memory, then I can get away from the disk problems. Like we just discussed that disk is doing 100 megabytes per second, then somebody will say, hey, I know disk is slow, but what if I have a memory of 1 TB on my laptop and I start searching grep God in that? Is it going to be faster? And the idea is good, definitely, innovative. But how many disks I will add? Right? Am I going to add 16 disks, 64 disks, 128 disks? After there is a limit actually. The protocol won't let you to allow more memory. You are limited. And if you want to buy 1 terabyte memory machine, then I think probably you need to get some jackpot and use that money to buy that machine. Right? So it's going to be it's not going to scale even by adding more memory. So I tried saying that, look, I don't want to hold data on disk, I want to hold on memory. And also I tried saying that I will add more CPUs and I will try to compute as parallel as possible, but that also has a limitation. So it's not going anywhere, right? Then that gives me a realization, saying that, oh, single machine won't scale. So I hit a dead rubber here. So the single machine is not scaling. What should I do now? Okay, very simple. What I can do is like, I can just have 1,000 machines probably, okay, and what I can choose to do is like, I can distribute my 1 terabyte data on these 1,000 machines, where each machine hosts 1 gigabyte of data, right? Now, let's give it a try, whether we will be able to find God now or not. So now I will start searching God on each 1 gigabyte of data on each machine, asking all 999 friends, saying that, hey guys, start the query at the same time, give me the result actually. So now, drive is spinning at 100 megabytes per second, you have gigabyte per machine, how much time it is going to take? See, we just got on the problem from 3 hours to 10 seconds, okay, by having distributed architecture, right? So